Let's talk about how House Speaker Mike Johnson has now instituted a transgender bathroom ban in the U.S. House, with yesterday the Republican leader announcing that trans individuals would not be allowed to use the restrooms at the Capitol or in the House offices that correspond to their gender identity. And Johnson saying this rule extends to all single-sex facilities in the House side of the Capitol complex, including changing rooms and locker rooms, with the men going on to note that each member of Congress has a private restroom in their office and that there are unisex bathrooms available throughout the Capitol, with them arguing women deserve women's-only spaces. And as far as why we're seeing this, it's because Sarah McBride, a Democrat from Delaware, just became the first openly trans person ever elected to Congress. And earlier this week, while McBride was doing her orientation at the Capitol, Republican Representative Nancy Mace introduced a resolution to ban trans women from using the ladies' bathrooms in the complex, with Mace then also posting a video that went viral on X where she can be seen posting a handwritten sign that says biological over the placard for the women's bathrooms. And while Mace's bill did not mention McBride by name, she did explicitly say it's 100% because of McBride, and adding that the representative-elect doesn't get a say in shaping the bathroom policy. And this also is during a news conference the other day, Johnson refused to say whether he thinks McBride is a woman or a man, and then later telling reporters, "Let me be unequivocally clear. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman, and a man cannot become a woman. But I also believe that we treat everybody with dignity, and so we can do and believe all those things at the same time." Now with this, Mace, for her part, has argued that this proposal is necessary to protect women, saying, "This is about women and our right to privacy, our right to safety. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. It's the height of hypocrisy." And according to reports, those proposed restrictions quickly gained the support of other Republican women in the chamber, with many also applauding Johnson for taking action on this front. But then on the other side, you also had a lot of people furious about this decision, calling it discrimination. Others also saying, despite the claims made by Mace and other Republicans about keeping women safe, this move will actually have the opposite effect. And this, including the likes of Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, who has repeatedly slammed the effort.
And what Speaker Johnson are doing are endangering all women and girls. Because if you ask them, what is your plan on how to enforce this? They won't come up with an answer. And what it inevitably results in are women and girls who are primed for assault because people are going to want to check their private parts in suspecting who is trans and who is cis and who's doing what. And so the idea that Nancy Mace wants little girls and women to drop trow in front of who? An investigator? Who would that be? Because she wants to suspect and point fingers at who she thinks is trans is disgusting. It is disgusting. And frankly, all it does is allow these Republicans to go around and bully any woman who isn't wearing a skirt because they think she might not look woman enough. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, and to her point about how this rule would be enforced without massive violations of personal privacy that likely would constitute sexual harassment, that does remain a major question. And actually, when the Washington Post posed that question to the Speaker's office, it declined to elaborate. And when reporters asked Mace for specific details, she literally just said the House Sergeant at Arms can enforce it. Now with all this, as far as how McBride has responded to everything, many have actually praised her handling of the situation, saying that she handled the situation with grace, with her posting a statement on X saying, "I'm not here to fight about bathrooms. I'm here to fight about Delawareans and to bring down costs facing families. Like all members, I will follow the rules as outlined by Speaker Johnson, even if I disagree with them. This effort to distract from the real issues facing this country hasn't distracted me over the last several days, as I've remained hard at work preparing to represent the greatest state in the union come January." Though likely this whole situation is nowhere near over, with Mace thanking Johnson in a post on X and adding, "We want to ban men from women's spaces in every federal building, school, public bathroom, everywhere." And already she's introduced a bathroom ban bill that would apply to buildings owned by the federal or DC governments, with reports saying that the legislation appears to extend to the district's libraries, recreation centers, and potentially DC public schools, which again brings up the serious questions about enforcement there, especially when you're talking about children. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this clip from the full Philip DeFranco show. And also a big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring our Clips channel. Turn your passion into profit over at squarespace.com/Phil, or use the QR code. Because whether you're launching a business or a lucrative side hustle, your website is your digital business card. It's the only space where you control the story, no algorithms or distractions. And with Squarespace, it's so easy because they got a ton of stunning professional templates with drag and drop editing that makes site design incredibly simple, no coding required. So get started for free at squarespace.com/Phil, or scan the QR code on screen and use code Phil for 10% off when ready to launch. Squarespace.com/Phil.